Alright, so yeah, I know it's been a while, guys, and probably haven't made a vid since the one where I tried to guess chicken or crab, right? Whatever the hell I was eating. But yeah, I'm okay, you know. I actually have a lot of potential vlog footage that I recorded from late last month and earlier this month. Just like opening up some gifts, you know, how I spent my birthday, which was pretty chill. I mean, of course, there's not really much to do because of COVID, but hey, you know, you gotta make the best out of your day, right? Also getting the PS5 in the last week of December, which was so thrilling. I was so hyped. I recorded all of that, but I figured, I don't know, I just didn't want to like edit all that together and everything, despite showing like a lot of happiness, you know, opening all these gifts and all. But I still want to get a graphics card. I also recorded some footage of my new PC build. I'll probably just like edit, you know, here some pictures of it and all. The only thing that's handicapping my build right now is my graphics card. But I could put all the PC part picker list in the bottom, show all the specs of my PC, the price that I got them for, which is an absolute steal. It doesn't include the price of the graphics card, of course, because I don't have it. But of course, that would make like the build, you know, an extra, I don't know, $700, $800 more, especially with the tariffs of graphics cards. If I do even get a graphics card, it's going to be pretty pricey. Aiming for that NVIDIA RTX 3080 or going for a AMD 6800 XT. You know, those are like the two sweet spots. They're also the hottest cards right now out of the whole entire lineup between those two companies. Yeah, oh my god, these people and their cars are pretty loud. Is it the mail? I think that's a mail. But anyway, if you guys are wondering why I'm dressed up this way, is because I did get a new job. Woohoo! Starting off the new year in a great foot forward, you know. So I'm working at IT for a local college here in Stockton, which is great. And it's also work from home. So, I mean, I just wake up and then, you know, suddenly there's a Zoom meeting. I just put on a shirt just like this, you know, fix my hair a little bit and, you know, look presentable from the top up. And this is actually a shirt that I got way back in 2016 when I was working IT for the city of Stockton. When I had that internship, that co-op internship, you know, during school and all. And so I was wearing a lot of these, you know, college shirts, you know, nice polos and all. And I haven't been able to fit in this shirt since that time, because that was a time when I was like frequently, you know, going to the gym, you know, working out, you know, being very fit and all. But, you know, ever since I lost weight last year, right, I can fit it in it. And I'm just like, wow, like it looks, you know, really good on me. I'm just wearing, some joggers, you know, just underneath. I don't care. Wearing some slides and toes out in the open, you know, whatever. They're not gonna see that. So yeah, so Zoom meetings that I have for my job, just gotta look appropriate from the top up, right? That's the advantage of work from home. But it's a great opportunity for me. I think it's a great step into, you know, the career path that I want to get into. And the reason why I wanted a job right away, I know I could have coasted it a little bit, you know, just chilled, collect a lot of the unemployment benefits that I'm getting. But the reason why I really wanted to find a job right away was because I thought, like, you know, the faster that I get a job that pays well, the faster I can get a car that I want, right? Like, I mean, I love my TLX right now, 2019 TLX, but and I just love driving, and then I love, you know, I just want to have more fun, right, during driving. It's something chill to do and something that's engaging. You know, I've loved playing Gran Turismo growing up with the steering wheel setup and everything. If you guys didn't know, I wanted to become, well, first when I was a little kid, I wanted to become a chef. I wanted to become a chef when I was a little kid, and then that kind of like fizzled out just because as a kid, I was kind of picky with my food. I didn't love onions. I didn't like nuts. I didn't like a lot of things. And then I thought like, oh, I can't be a chef if I don't like any of these foods. And so during like the 8th grade, 7th, 8th grade, I wanted to become a mechanical engineer because of cars, you know? Like, I love looking at car reviews. I love looking at the engineering behind cars. How does the VTEC engine work, you know, for Honda? How does, you know, these certain engines work, the suspension, all that, all those tunings and everything. I love looking into the cars, and I'm very passionate about like the engineer's original like thought process, you know, the little things, the little bells and whistles that the engineers put into a car, design choices and here and there. I'm, you know, wanted to get a job right away, and I wanted to get something like, initially I wanted the Civic Type R. That's like probably top 5 all-time favorite car of mine, right? Like, I love the engineering that went behind that car. Honda made one of their greatest cars of all time in it. But I'm really excited for the TLX Type S. They're bringing back the Type S Honda Acura. If you guys didn't know, you know, they're same company. And they haven't brought out the Type S since the TL Type S, which was way back in like maybe 2005. I don't know when the last time the TL was out. And of course it got replaced by the TLX. But yeah, really excited for the TLX Type S. It's completely, you know, new generation. It's no longer based on the Accord platform. It's also using its own bespoke V6 turbo engine for the Type S. And been in the interior of the new TLX, you know, just to try it out and, you know, get a feel for it. And I do love the new interior. I love the step that Acura is going into. So that's probably a car that I'm excited for, and I might settle for that because it just seems to fit me personally. Just loving the TLX, and you're just getting the best version of it, right? Like the Type S is the top spec of the TLX. Type S is going to be the best car that Acura makes, other than the NSX, of course. I mean, the NSX is always the greatest thing of all time to me. That's my favorite car of all time. But yeah, so hopefully things work out, and you know, who knows, like, I'm gonna make a vlog getting a TLX Type S or something, right? And just being so happy and excited about that car. But I guess I just wanted to do this vlog just to get something out there, do an update, talk about like what's going on in my life, things I learned from 2020. There's a lot, right? Everyone, you know, a lot of people have had a hard time with 2020, especially early on, right? The pandemic, losing loved ones, friends, family, right? To COVID-19. So much stress, people losing jobs, people losing their homes, people losing, you know, their places of stay, rent, people struggling financially, trying to make ends meet and all. So there's just a lot of things, you know, travel plans completely changed. A lot of things have changed. And, you know, this new normal that we're in. And I did lose a lot in 2020. You know, it was like one of the things I reflected at the end of my year, right, was all the things that I lost. I still haven't been able to recover my sense of smell and taste as of right now. Today is, February 1st, 2021. So it's almost been a whole year of no smell and taste. And the sad thing is, yeah, I've gotten used to it at this point, right? Fortunately, even though it's winter and I've been exercising a little less, I still have maintained my weight. I mean, yeah, I can fit in this shirt right here that's very nice and fitted. You know, it's not something that I'm rebounding from, right? Like, usually when somebody loses a lot of weight so fast, they rebound and they gain it back, right? But it's good that, you know, I'm maintaining the lost weight and just going forward, you know. I'm still conscious about the things I eat, trying to find a balanced diet, trying to get, you know, good things in and get good out, right? So I've been doing fine there, just getting my daily exercise that I need, and not being so dwelling indoors. Whenever I, just stay indoors, it's just something that, you know, just gets into my head, you know, and it's just nice to, you know, get out. I mean, today is like, what, 70-degree weather, light winds. You know, we haven't had clear skies in a while. I mean, the whole past week has been chaotic for here in NorCal, Central Valley. We had 40-mile-per-hour winds, which took out like the power. I had no power last week from midnight to 7 p.m., which was insane. You know, trees falling down, streets all cluttered and messed up and everything. Yeah, 40-mile-per-hour winds. It's absolutely insane. And then, it's just a bunch of rain, heavy rains and everything. But yeah, clear skies, just gonna enjoy the weather, right? As long as we have it. And it's one of the things that I learned throughout last year, like despite all the things that I lost, I just want to talk about how it's helped me appreciate and be grateful for the things I have, right? That's like the lesson of 2020 for me, I've always been someone that's usually grateful, right? Like I've always said, like, time is the most valuable thing in this world. It's the only luxury. But and understanding that how limited our time is, it's like it's a data that we do not know we have in ourselves and amongst other people in this world. We don't know when our time is up, right? And that's like the scariest thing to think about. But with that mindset, I've always been very I guess like aware of how I'm spending my time, and that's why like spending quality time is probably the most important thing that I do, like if I'm spending my time on somebody, I'm giving you the most valuable thing I think that is in this world, in this thing we call life, right? Understanding that, with all the things that I've lost, there's things to be grateful for and there's things that you can gain, right? There's always a silver lining. That's what I live by. Every time there's something that is unfortunate that happens, anything that's negative, always learn from it, Always try to look at the things that you can gain from it. There's got to be something, right? No matter how dire the situation is, you could find one little thing you can take away from it and learn and put it amongst yourself and then carry forward with your life, right? So I guess what I want to talk about is like, even now, like this month, I've suffered some losses, and I know some of my friends know what I'm talking about, and but that's a lesson that I've learned the hard way, and it probably was a lesson that I should have learned back when it started several years ago. But that situation, and then also another one that happened last summer, in the middle of summer. All right, I'm just gonna be upfront about it because I'm an open guy, right? And I'll talk about why I'm open in a little bit, but I'm just gonna say, like, I've lost some friends, right? Some people that I thought were very close to me, people that I would really, that I trusted, people that I've really cared about. And the thing is, when people cut me off, I'm usually not the person that cuts people off. When people cut me off in life, it's usually because there's something that they've held in. And I've noticed this pattern. It's always something that they've held in. Sometimes they, I guess, compare themselves to me. See something in me that they're jealous of, just a thing that they do in their head that they compare themselves to me, I guess it's like wishing that they had more of something that I have, right? Maybe it's my personality, maybe it's my upbeat energy, my positive mental attitude, maybe it's just like my own self-empowerment, right? People that lack self-love, people that lack self-courage, and I have a lot of friends that are like that. I have a lot of friends that are introverted. I have a lot of friends that are extroverted. I have a lot of friends that are more outspoken, like me, and I have some friends that kind of keep to themselves and open up whenever they want to, whenever they need to, and they feel the need to. And a lot of it, I feel like, I try to be as open as I can with everybody I meet, and this is something that some of my friends have addressed with me, some of the concerns that they have towards me, or just notice it, and they just speak it out. They always tell me, like, LJ, you're like the most open guy that I know, and that's dangerous, right? And some people that point it out, they always say, yeah, like, why do you trust people so easily, right? Why do you give out your trust? That's very dangerous, because people like you are very punished in this world, right? You get hurt the most. But to me, I can get hurt 99 times, but as long as I recover 100, I'm okay. And I know that kind of sounds a little sad in a way, right? Because, you know, who wants to be hurt, right? But it's the fact that I'm not afraid of getting hurt. I'm not afraid to fail. I'm not afraid of the negative consequences. Whenever I do something, you know, I do acknowledge that things can go wrong, you know? I'm always thinking about the things that can happen that does not go your way. But I'm also thinking about the possibilities of something becoming more, becoming better, right? I'm open to the idea. And I've always lived that way. You know, just being open-minded about a lot of the things that happen. You know, when I say that, it's fully acknowledging that some things can be bad, some things can be good. And I guess, yeah, I do worry, like, you know, when I do notice, like, a friend isn't responding the way that they used to towards me, I call them out. You know, I'm not afraid to call it out. Some people say, like, yeah, being open and being honest, you know, can be being blunt, right? In general, like, if I think that you're, you know, good looking, I'll say it. You know, no matter who you are. Even in a friendly manner, like, I would just say, hey, dude, like, even as a guy, you know, I would say, like, hey, bro, nice haircut. Oh, you shaved well, you know, you did a nice sculpt on your beard or whatever. I'll say that, you know, that's a nice watch. I compliment people all the time. I give out compliments all the time. If I think you're gorgeous, I'll say you're gorgeous, you know, no matter who you are. Even if I do have an attraction towards you or not, I'm going to still say it because, you know, again, that goes back to the whole mindset of that time is limited, you know? Me personally, I barely get complimented, you know? Sometimes someone can say, like, oh, LJ, I like your shoes, and that's gonna shoot my confidence up through the roof for, like, the next whole week, right? Like, that's the thing. Since I barely get complimented myself, that doesn't mean I shouldn't compliment other people. I'm gonna compliment them because, you know, when's the next time that they're gonna get a compliment, you know? For me, I barely get compliments. So, you know, when I just feel like giving them out because, you know, again, our lives are short. Some people don't get to hear compliments as often, just like me personally. And that's the reason why I feel like it's just such a small gesture, something that takes low effort, right? But can mean so much to somebody. It does to me. So if it personally works for me, I'm like, hey, you know, I'll do it towards other people, you know? And that's the way I go about things. And I stay open no matter how many times I get hurt, no matter how much my heart takes so much pain. I stay open because it's what makes me me, right? This channel is called the LJ Way, right? And I'm just expanding upon, you know, my life philosophy and everything. So I'm probably just going to title this, maybe make this a series, like a separate thing where I'm talking about my life philosophy, the LJ Way, Way of L.J, whatever the hell you want to call it. But to me, like, staying open is what makes me me, right? It makes me unique. Following my gut, following my heart. I know I tend to do that a lot, even though my brain says no, even though a lot of my friends who I seek advice, who I talk to, open up about my problems, they always tell me, oh, LJ, you know, I don't think you should do this, but you do you, right? Like, at the end of the day, you do you, right? If you think you can do it, then just do it. But a lot of people, a lot of my friends, you know, would say otherwise towards me, and you could call me stubborn, you could call me hard-headed or something, but sometimes if my gut tells me to do something, I'm most likely going to follow that. And again, it's being able to accept that, you know, if things go wrong, at least I did something instead of just sitting and waiting. You know, you never know until you actually do something, right? I mean, you know, trusting your gut, yeah, you're gonna lose a lot. You're gonna get wrecked, right? You're gonna get wrecked, but that's life, right? You cannot succeed if you don't fail first. You just can't. You can't just automatically become a successful person. You have to fail first, right? Because failure is the greatest lesson. And if you acknowledge that, if you're not afraid of failing, then that's great. I'm not afraid to fail because it's the best way to learn something. You know, if you look at failure as a in a more positive light, then there's less to worry about it. And so, you know, with any of these relationships, and I feel like that's the thing too, you know, whenever you have a relationship with another person, when you make a friendship, you know, when you meet your life partner, you know, or just your relationship with your family, right? You have a responsibility, right? You make you create that responsibility with that other person. And if you guys didn't know, you know, The Little Prince is like my favorite book, and that's one of the biggest lessons in that book. I could probably like do a whole review of that book entirely and just dissect all the lessons and morals of that book. But that book is like the backbone of how I developed the LJ way, right? How I developed this life philosophy was because of that book. So, you know, when you know, there's so many people in this world. But what makes one person different than the other to you is that bond that you create with that person, right? That relationship that you establish. Once you create this bond with other person, that connection, you have a responsibility that you've created with that other person, unique to you and that other person, and to maintain that, right? And then if that other person feels like they can no longer be responsible to maintain that bond, then that's just that, right? Like, I can do so much on my end, I can try, but at the end of the day, if the other person doesn't feel the same, what more can I do? You know, what more can I do? But no matter how many times I get hurt, it's not going to change it. I mean, of course it makes me more wiser, you know, but it's not going to change my overall character of just being open with people, being who I am. And I'm this way, and I always remind people why I'm this way. I'm this way because we live in a world that, again, you know, like my friends have said, punishes people like me. But just the fact that I'm living and I'm able to do this and keep spreading it towards other people, I think that's the treasure in itself. You know, I don't let any of these hiccups, these you know, failed friendships prevent me from making new friends, prevent me from trusting people less, prevent me from not being who I am, prevent me from being open. Because the moment I let that happen to myself is the moment that I start limiting myself. And of course, I'm all about not being limiting. I don't like to say things that limit yourself. Self-limiting words, you know. And there's a mosquito! I'm always open to possibilities. And even if and any of these friendships, you know, like, as long as I don't have any hard feelings towards them, any bitter feelings, you know, negative thoughts towards these people, you know, because the last time I experienced them, or like them overall, you know, I understand I have to acknowledge that they felt the way they felt, no matter if they're right or wrong, you know, let's just get that off the table. And I could try to explain it to them, or if something, explain myself, but they still felt that way, right? They still felt that way. And I feel like a lot of people are afraid to let their feelings be known because they're afraid of rejection. They're afraid of being denied those feelings. They're afraid of not being accepted for having those feelings, right? And so I understand that despite, you know, whatever it is, if they're right or wrong, I have to acknowledge that they felt that way. I have to accept that they felt that way. People felt this way because that's just how they felt. That's just how they reacted, right? You know, a lot of your life is the way that you react towards it. And I react this way because I'm trying to be like that leader, you know, try to lead by example, you know? If I'm able to do this, other people are able to do it. They just have to be willing to do it, right? I mean, you can't help somebody that doesn't want to help themselves. You can't change somebody that doesn't want to change. I mean, you can't control people. They have to find it within themselves. So I just keep doing me, and hopefully it spreads towards other people and helps them. Because at the end of the day, that helping people, is priceless to me, right? We all try to find happiness in this life. Some people try to find happiness, they struggle with it, right? They have a hard time finding happiness, or they try to get that quick hit, right? That dopamine, right? They try to get that quick hit of happiness, whatever it is. And if something doesn't make them happy, they'll get rid of it, right? Some people just react that way. And, if I don't make somebody happy anymore, did I fail what I wanted to do towards them, what I wanted to do in life? Maybe I did, but looking back, the good memories is what really follows, right? And any relationship that I have with another person, the good memories always would follow. And if the good memories tend to, when you think about that person and you think about the good memories more so than the bad, that says something to me, right? I know there's some friendships that didn't work out, and when I think about that one person, it's all bad, news, and it's all bad memories, right? And if those things stand out more, then yeah, that's a person that, in hindsight is 2020, that wasn't right for me. But when I think about some people that are no longer in my life, and a lot of it is good memories, or that's what stands out the most, then I don't really have those bitter feelings towards them. No matter how open I am, no matter how much I try to lead by example, not everybody is going to be able to follow that, right? Some people are still going to remain quiet. And I understand that, because some people are just raised that way. Some people were just, their come up involved a lot of things that they think a certain way. And I have to know that not everybody is going to quickly adopt the way I think about things, right? And that's why I have to learn to be patient with people. And I've become a lot more patient over the past couple of years towards people than I have, at the end of college, right? Especially with my jobs recently, dealing customer service, all that, working at an airline, working IT, you have to be very patient with people. And, my personal experiences have taught me to be really patient. And not everybody's going to see eye to eye to me all the time. I try to be as clear as I can. I try to be as open, try to be as understanding, try to let them know that, hey, we can always discuss it. But some people just don't want to discuss it. Some people just, come up with their own conclusions, do what they think they must do, and if that makes them happy, how can I blame them, right? They made a choice that hopefully was something that they thought would make them happier in the long run. A choice that no longer involves me. But then when I think back about these relationships, and I think back about the times that they did benefit with my help, my influence, and in turn, I've learned a lot and I've gained a lot with my relationships, right? I'm not the only one that's trying to help another person. If they helped me, they helped me. People push me in the right direction, they push me in the right direction. I'm always going to acknowledge it. I'm always going to remember that. But sometimes enough is enough for some people, What more can I do? It takes two to tango. So when it comes to reflecting on all these negative things that happen to me, of course I question oh, what should I have done next time? You know, what did I do wrong during this time period? What were my mistakes? And simply put, you know, don't let that affect me in a negative way. Don't let that prevent me from being who I am. And just do better next time. That's all there is to it. Just keep it simple and do better. So, and any of these failed opportunities that happen in life, just remember that if there's a failed opportunity, there's always going to be a new one. Life is always made up of opportunities. Right? If something doesn't work out, you know, a door closes and another one opens. And so, yeah, that's, I mean, I'm trying to drag this on as much as I can, but I really, you know, I think I just said everything that I needed to say. So,